what I would like to do, but you just keep on talking. I see your dog needs walking. Your folk drive you insane. I know, yeah, that's true. Of course, you ain't the one to blame. Keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. You keep on talking to me, but I just wanna see you move. Yeah, I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. Yeah, I just wanna see you move. Wanna see you move. Sure, I like to listen. It's not like I don't wanna know. It's just that you've been talking to me 3 nights in a row. I think it's time to let go. Forget the past, just lose control. 'Cause life's too short for yapping. Come on and dance, come give me soul. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking. You keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. You keep on talking, but I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move.
What's going on? What's going on? We're back.
Yes. I cannot say what's wrong or right. No. It's not hard to fool me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yes. Yeah. Lead the way. I follow. No need to say. No. Where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. To the edge of it all. So tell your
In the chat room, drop your age, your city, your gender.
no matter what, yeah. Susceptible now, before the moment flies. Ooh, so tell your good nights, 'cause I'll buy no matter what. Ooh, susceptible now, before the moment flies. It's not a problem, no, 'cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah. And nothing can stop me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way. I
Wait.
follow. No
She'll
need to
follow.
say. Where we are heading now, babe. I follow
Yeah.
to the edge of it all.
Zaba, zaba, zaba,
So
zaba,
tell
zaba,
me
zaba.
good nights, 'cause I'll buy no matter what, yeah.
Tell them good lies.
Susceptible now, before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell me good nights, 'cause I'll buy no matter what. Susceptible now, before the moment flies.
Ba, ba, ba. What's going on? What's going on? What is going on? Shout out to the CIA the confident, intelligent, and assertive men out there. One love to the FBI. You feminine, beautiful, inspirational ladies out there. How we doing? Welcome back. Welcome back. Oh, happy fall. It's November. It's holiday season. Let's get this thing started off correct. Candle of the night. Tom Ford. Fucking fabulous. Because this is going to be a fucking fabulous show. Tom Ford, effing fabulous. All right. So here's how we do this. Make sure everybody's on the same page. All I ask is one thing. Keep the engagement above 50%. That's all. Engagement is like or dislike. It doesn't really matter which one you put on there as long as you put one on there. That's how we do this. If the engagement drops over 50%, guess what? We'll go to intermission break and it'll sound like this. And if you don't want to hear that loud rock and roll song, which a lot of you will come to like, you'll go ahead and keep the engagement up. Now, if you haven't been paying attention, my name is Kevin Samuels. I'm a professional men's image consultant, life coach, and all around decent dude. And my job is to help you guys look good, smell great, and be your best each and every day. But let's be for real. Most of you are over here because over here we talk about relationships between men, women, and we get on into the whole notion of what is it that you're willing to do to get the kind of woman or man you want. A lot of this stuff about high value has been around. High value, high value. So yeah, even though I did not make it up, I didn't make up the terms high value. I have popularized it. So we're going to continue to go on. Now, high value. Ladies, you know what a high value man is. And for those of you who don't remember, let's run them down real quick. First off, a high value man starts with money. Assuming you live in a place where the cost of living is about 100%. Dallas, Houston, Austin, Atlanta, starts around $10,000 a month. $10K a month in Atlanta dollars. And that man needs to make that money for at least 5 years. Around 3 years, he's scratching the surface. One of the most important aspects of being a high value man is group acceptance. Other high value men must see you as a peer. So again, this whole notion of high value loners, kind of funny to me. Next, network of high value men and others. Your network is your net worth. Your net worth is your network. You need to have a network. Number 5, visibility. You know, being a high value hermit kind of defeats the point. LinkedIn level, meaning your life, your status is pretty much known at a glance. I'm the head of cardiology at Johns Hopkins, or I'm an entrepreneur. Those two things, one doesn't have people asking many questions. Another leads only to more questions. And lastly, and probably one of the most important things, and these are in no particular order except with the money, it has to start with money. You must be useful to others and the group. These are the steps, essence, traits, tips of being a high value man. Now, what I did is I asked myself, over any time frame in life, who are the men who've actually separated themselves from the pack? This is what happens when you don't actually cut the wick. So let that do what it's going to do. I asked myself, over any length of time, what are the men who have separated themselves and become the top of the pack? High value man has nothing to do with women. Being a high value man has nothing to do with women, but women are a part of it. That's the show countdown timer to keep us kind of on track. And we're going to run this along the bottom so to make sure y'all can support the channel. But let's be real. Tonight you showed up. Oh, fragrance of the day. Dior Feb Delicios. Oh, one of the best Tonka fragrances on the planet and a fall winter staple. This has been knocking them down all day long. All right. So, in order to be a high value man, it's really important that people who are already high value say you're part of the group. And that's what bothers a lot of guys. A lot of people are upset because, oh, you can't, I say you can't be high value and homeless. You know, there are always interesting discussions, but who decides who's high value? The market, the world. You can't just self-proclaim yourself as high. You cannot just proclaim yourself as high value. The market gets to decide, and the market is the world, and the world is made up of men and women. Men that are higher value to other men may or may not be the same as the men that are high value to women. But let's get on into it. What is a high value woman? This is a question that keeps coming up. Well, we get it, God. We get it, Godfather. High value man is something rare. It's special, or else it wouldn't be necessary. One of the most important things is I see so many people trying to wedge themselves into a category that honestly they may not fit. So let's do this. 2,500 people here. We only got $46. That come on, man. Here, what you gonna do? That little dollar sign down there at the bottom. Come on, man. Show some love in the chat. Do something up there real quick, because being these things cost money. Let's look at the definition of high. What does high mean? More than average, unusual. That's what it means to be high, more than average or unusual. So if it's more than average, unusual, that's the overall definition of high. More than the norm. High value, and I don't actually, I don't want to do that. I don't want to break all this down. We know what a high value man is, okay? And if you don't know, you're about to learn real quick. Shout out to RH Auto LLC. Here's the thing. A high value man is much more of a static concept. Either you are or you are not a high value man. But the question is, if there's a high value man, is there such thing as a high value woman? Well, for the sake of this conversation, I will say yes, there is. A high value woman, more than anything else, it is linked to her usefulness to men. I know it's going to tick some women off, but that's the truth, ma'am. Being a high value woman and being of, just like as a man, you must be useful to others and the group. Frankly, to be a truly high value woman, you must be useful to others in the group, in particular, men. So, all my feminists are probably going to start getting upset saying you cannot be high value and not necessarily, and not, and without, with irrespective of a man. And I say no. When you go look up high value woman, high value woman, high value woman, 2.6 billion hits will come back on high value women versus high value woman. And you'll hear things like this. A high value woman is many things, but above all, she is a woman who knows her value and only wants people in her life who values her too. She owns, loves, and respects herself and knows her life is no less abundant without a man in it. And that's what it makes her a high value woman. And that is straight up BS. Ladies, like it or not, that stuff you've been fed by a womanist feminist don't work for you. This whole I don't need a man. Look, ladies, make no mistake. As human beings, you are judged, ladies, by the caliber of men you attract, but more importantly, than you can that you keep. That's why this whole thing is taking off so much, because it's a real-time progress report for men to say, where do I rank? And for women to actually say, well, what about the men that I say that I want? What would they want me? Keeping. A man must want to keep you. Why is that important? Because that shows the world, the market, that you are an asset. Let's look up the definition for asset, shall we? Let's look up the definition for asset. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Asset definition. The simple definition for asset means a useful or valuable thing, person, or quality. To be an asset, you must be useful. Useful to who? Useful to a man. Useful to the market. The market is men. Being useful to women may make you feel good, but it's incomplete. A high value woman, in her simplest sense, is a feminine asset. She is a feminine asset in her simplest form. Great. What are some things that make her high value? Let's get into it. Ready? 2,900 people watching, $370. And in the chat room, I want you guys to keep it civil, keep it cool. People can have differing opinions, but keep it respectful. First, let's start with the A's. First off, oh, the chat is moving. I think we need to slow the chat down. All right, what's catching up? First, the first two A's. A high value woman is attractive and appealing. Now, understand, she is these things to three components of a human being: mind, body, spirit, soul, whatever word you want to use. A high value woman is attractive to the mind, to the body, and the spirit of a man. She's appealing to the same things. What does she need to be attractive? Well, this is where this whole notion of beauty comes in. But there are some things that are pretty much standard. Beauty, while it may be in the eye of the beholder, it is still objective. There's an objective standard of beauty, and a fitness component is there. So a high value woman is attractive and appealing. And in those subcategories, there has to be a fitness in there. You don't see many women considered to be high value morbidly obese. But to go completely down the rabbit hole on looks would be to cheapen it, because just because you are attractive, notice I didn't say beautiful, I said attractive. But it must be more than just attractive. It must be appealing. Appealing. Those two things are linked. Attractive and unappealing doesn't matter. Appealing and unattractive doesn't matter. They're linked. Attractive and appealing. Think of some of the women who would have been considered high value throughout time. They were both attractive and appealing to mind, body, spirit of a man, to the market, to the man, to the masses, to her city, her church, her community. And how does she become this way? Well, one, she understands that her beauty is currency. She doesn't let herself go. She takes care of her appearance because her appearance makes her more appealing and thus more attractive. Can you be a high value woman and be unattractive and unappealing? No. Next, she has a comforting character. She is comfort to her man. She is comfort to her children. She is comfort to her family. She is comfort to those she cares about. Comforting character. This is what so many people think about, the ability to soothe. This is where so many women lose today with their masculine desire to be ambitious and driven, you lose the comforting character that women 50, 70, 80, 100 years ago did not have. Your PhDs.
I'm a PhD.
And your degrees and everything else, but there was a softness to them. When you sat up in your grandma's lap, she's that woman that you hand the crying baby to and the baby gets quiet. She's also that for her man. She's his peace. Part of her character is the ability to comfort in her character. And her character is beyond reproach. No one's going to sit up and call a high value woman and say she's out in the streets. Her character gives her the benefit of the doubt. I'm about to go there. With today's social media and the instant, I've watched many podcasts asking is loyalty possible in a social media age, or is just cheating of the default setting? Well, with a woman of character, she gets the benefit of the doubt. High value women's character sets them apart from others. Even on an off day where she may respond in a way where other people may say, man, she's being a real biznatch, she'll get the benefit of the doubt because her character stands her apart. All right. So she's appealing and attractive. She has a comforting character. She's comforting to her man's mind. She's comforting to his body. And she's comforting to his spirit. Yep. Same thing with her, like I said, her children, her friends. She's the one that everyone looks to. If not, she wouldn't be special. Now we're about to get into it. Go ahead and get the likes up, people. Now we're about to get into it. See, being attractive is something that many women can hit on. Being appealing is more difficult, still possible. A comforting character is a choice. It can be done, but it requires a certain mindset. And what's the next part of it? She is discerning and she is disciplined. This is where most women fall apart. Because the discipline. Remember when I said she's attractive, and in the attractiveness, in the appealing part, there's a beauty component and a fitness. Without discipline, you cannot remain fit. See, the discipline part means she was able to sit under masculine authority and not chafe. She understands that the man that she wants to lead has to do things in a certain way, and she has discipline enough to not need to sit there and question everything he's doing. She's disciplined enough to get up early, do what she needs to do, make sure that the house, the kids, her job, blah blah, whatever she does, she's disciplined. And this is why fitness is so important, because to lead a fit life requires a disciplined diet, an exercise regimen, beauty routine. Discipline separates so many women. You can see a woman who is disciplined, and men value that in her. It also leads back into her character because it requires character to be disciplined. Many women fall right here, the discipline. If you've been around a woman who's disciplined, she keeps herself, there's a standard. Everywhere she goes, there's a standard. She sets a standard. Cleanliness, the way she carries herself, the way you can't talk to a woman who is disciplined. Men will clean up their language in the presence of a disciplined woman. Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. Boys will be boys. If men just let it all hang out when you're around, there you go. Next, she's discerning. And this is another one where most women fall apart. The double D's, discerning. See, discernment simply means good judgment. You can look at a woman who's disciplined, but look at her friends and to see whether or not she's discerning. If she hangs around with a bunch of ragamuffins and Tatianas, skip. But good judgment, discernment, it can be trusted. She trusts her own judgment. So when her man says, we got to go over here and take this risk, her answer is yes. Because she can run all the numbers and understands what he's trying to do and sit back and say, well, if he's going here, I can make this happen here. Discerning and discipline are extremely important. A woman of discernment. Well, I'm not going to go to this party. I'm not going to go to this event because I'm a woman of a certain caliber, and being in these environments will make me look bad to potential employers, men, whatever. And see, this goes across the board, whether she's married or unmarried. See, and you may not need to have PhDs and all those other things, but it requires an intelligent woman to navigate these things. See, there's a huge misnomer that high value men want just arm candy and bimbos. Not hardly. So what? And why do you? So high value is less than 2% of the population, and that's according to you. See, what really bothers a lot of people is they're not this. Let's be honest. This makes a lot of guys chafe because they're not there. Less than 3% of the population is over 6'2". What's your point? It only matters to you if you feel some kind of way by not being there, and it doesn't change the fact that that's what people want to be. And some of you guys, when you sit around here, well, I've heard men think that, well, there is no such thing as a high value man. You're a straight up fool. You walk out of the house and there's a ranking system. So if you want to cry about high value, go elsewhere. It is what it is. And if it's 2%, the question is, which part are you in? And how do you feel about it? Because apparently that super chat, let's go ahead and go back to this. I'm going to go ahead and highlight this. You spent $2. You spent $2. So I'm going to go ahead and refund you your $2 because you need that back. Go ahead and get your $2 back. Send me an email. I'll give you $2 back. All right. There's nothing worse than crybaby men. It's crybabies. I can't stand you crybabies. You do better just keeping your mouth closed, other than showing everybody that you're weak. All right, next. Any other guys want to cry before we get in? Raise your hand, and so we can just go ahead and show you out. Because I would love to hear this guy go up to a woman and say, a woman says, I want a high value man. And his response is, well, you do know that only 2% of the men are high value. What do you think she's going to do? Oh, really? Well, then shit, I don't want one of those. Well, if only 2%, well, shit, I'll take you then. The 80-20 rule. Well, only 1 out of 5 guys are in the 20%. What do you think you're going to tell the average woman? Well, I want one of the 20. Well, then I'll take you. Now they'll stand in line for the 2%. While you guys over here, see, this is a problem with a lot of guys. You think being right makes you a winner. You haven't learned this. Being right doesn't make you a winner. The next parts. So we got the A's. She's appealing and attractive. She has a comforting character. She's discerning and disciplined. A lot of women can just shuffle themselves out of here right there. Discerning, good judgment, discipline. I'm not disciplined. Because the next two, she's enthusiastic and exuberant. Enthusiasm. She's like a kid or a puppy in her approach to the market. What does that mean? Puppies are always happy to see you. Kids act like, wow, whoa, that's a cool bottle. Geez, look at that. It has a silver top with dots on it. Oh my God. And it has like brown liquid in it. Oh my God, that's amazing. And you take it off and the cap comes off. Oh gee, oh my God, it smells so good. And whoa, this is like the best thing ever. And oh my God, it even smells incredible. Do you see that, guys? Oh my. Kids will make you happy about simple stuff. Now, the adult in me will tell you that the fragrance in here is $3,000 for 100 ml of it. The kid cares about the bottle. If you're a parent and you've ever bought a kid a fancy gift and they had more fun with the box, they taught us a lesson. And far too many women today have lost their kid-like, puppy-like enthusiasm. You're supposed to be comfort and character. Your man comes through the door, or you see your man after whatever, and does he get enthusiasm from you? What's the last thing you were enthusiastic about? Ask you what you want. Oh, then all comes the enthusiasm. But when it comes to asking about what he wants to, do you prepare a meal with enthusiasm? Do you clean with enthusiasm? Do you make love with enthusiasm? Is there an exuberance about you? There's a zest for life? Do people feel lighter, brighter, better in your presence? There's just something about her. She's enthusiastic and exuberant. She has a lightness to her. She makes the world feel lighter and she brightens up any place. Now, you masculine, strong, independent, I don't need no man, rest and be face women. The only thing you're exuberant about is arguing. That's what turns you on. Oh, I'll argue with you all day long. You're exuberant about arguing. That's why you're not high value. Enthusiastic and exuberant. All right? Telling you, you can learn from women who got this mastered. That enthusiastic and exuberance. Here's the funny thing. You don't have to be a dime piece to be high value. Matter of fact, the more enthusiastic and exuberant you are, the more discerning and disciplined you are, the more you comforting in character you are, the less hot you have to be. Hot damn. You don't have to be a dime piece if you got these other ones because they're intangibles. That's a selfless spirit, a giving of, and guess what? If you watch my channel, I say men should be confident, intelligent, and assertive. CIA. Women should be feminine, beautiful, and inspirational. We know what feminine is or is not. We know what beauty is or is not. But inspirational has always been like, well, what does that mean? I'm defining it right now. All of these things inspire. Every one of these things inspires. And last, she's loyal and liberating. Loyal, meaning when she's with you, she's with you. You don't have to worry about whether telling her something. She's got your back for real, for real. You can jump out of the plane and she will pull the ripcord on the parachute. Loyalty, something that is gone from so many women today because you're in it for self. Loyal. Again, you can learn a lot from man's best friend. Dogs. Why do men love dogs? Because they're loyal. They're loyal. Because when a woman is loyal, it liberates a man to be free to go take chances and risks. Because home, he doesn't have time to wonder, am I come back home? Is she going to be here? What kind of mood is she going to be in? If a man has to continue to, if coming home requires more mental energy than hunting the dinosaurs or the sharks or the lions, he needs to leave that home. He needs to be able to walk away from that house with a clear mind to go out and compete, win, lead like you want him to. Loyal and liberating. A high value woman frees her man's mind up to win. She frees his spirit up to know that home is taken care of. This is yours. Remember when I said, ladies, give up your social media? You don't want to give a man that kind of liberation. You don't want to free him. You don't want to give him that amount of comfort to say, when I'm with you, I'm with you. Nobody's going to be sliding in no Instagram or Facebook or no DMs. What's a DM? She's even changing her number when she gets at you. You want to see a woman who's really committed? See if she'll change her number. Will she shut her social media down and will she change her number? Or is she still out here saying that she's with you, but looking single online? This is where a lot of you women screw up. Lean in. A lot of you women screw up because you won't liberate yourself. You're still holding on so tight to your singlehood, your singleness. And you got a good man or a man who he's everything you want, but you're still out here moving on these social media streets like you're single. And then you wonder why you can't get what you want, because the world, the universe is going to conspire to give you, well, you got one man and you didn't want to act right. You think it's going to give you another one? Oh yeah, I could teach class on this. Loyal and liberating. If you've ever seen a man who has a woman who's loyal, he walks a different way. He knows when he come back home, he knows when he come back home that he doesn't have to DNA test his kids. And if he did decide to DNA test his kids, she wouldn't trip. If there's a break in the pattern of communication, she's off her pattern. He doesn't have to start asking 11 million questions to becoming Inspector Clouseau, because she's like, oh, what? Oh, yeah, here, of course. See, these characteristics, traits, make a woman high value. She is a feminine asset to everyone. A woman like this is an asset to anyone in her life. She's an asset to her friends, her family, her community, her city, her state, the world, men, pets, insects. I don't care. She's an asset. Now, the question is, ladies, are you a feminine asset? See, when I ask you, what do you bring to the table? If you're an asset, you shouldn't have any real problem laying out your qualifications. But if it's just your PhD,
I'm a PhD.
And your body, great. Are you a feminine asset? Now, I'm quite sure this freaked a lot of y'all out because you probably thought you were going to get a bunch of superficial height, weight, dress size, hair texture, wig, weave, sex positions. No. Just like I did with high value men, I took a cross section and said across history. Women who have separated themselves from the pack What have made women higher value? An asset. A feminine asset is worth dying for. A feminine asset, let me back that one up. I don't want to go that far. Scratch, 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 scratch. A feminine asset is worth acquiring. See, a lot of you ladies want men to chase you or pursue you. An asset never has to worry about attention. Someone's always trying to acquire. If something is an asset, its value is understood, known. Thus, it'll be acquired. Blue chip stocks, their values are already known. Penny stocks, no one's in a rush to buy penny stocks. What kind of woman are you? Are you a blue chip stock? Are you preferred stock? Do you even know what I'm talking about? A feminine asset. And the choice, and this is a choice that all you ladies can make. You can choose to become a feminine asset. You're not born a feminine asset. Just like a man is not born high value. You make yourself high value. There are some drop dead gorgeous women that are not high value. Just like there can be men who have a lot of money, that's a lot of soot, who are not high value. I'll fix that later. The way you fix that is you actually have to go get a tissue and clean the soot off the wick. I don't like all that crap in here. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to open it up for questions. Because I want to hear from the ladies. What do you think? Because I've looked at other people and other things where people were saying this is high value, that's high value. And I saw some things that were kind of interesting, very incomplete. And many of them were written to, I feel like, make most women feel as though they were high value. Here's some. She's feminine. She takes care of her appearance and doesn't hide it. I agree. She takes care of her health. She cares about people, cares about her partner, emotionally stable. She has good, emotionally stable, meaning she has good control of her emotional states. She's socially skilled. She plays little games. They don't, high value women don't play games. That's something I will say is good. I was reading this because I saw some things that I like, but I don't like, but I think it's just too basic. High value women don't play games because they have good judgment. Being discerning, you realize, like the 3-date rule and all the other kind of stuff. And when I finally explained it to women, they realized how the 3-date rule hurts women because you're ultimately playing games. If you agree with not going out with a man you're not attracted to the first time, and then off the second time, don't go out with him if you would not have sex with him. Knows how to set boundaries, is emotionally intelligent, has a growth mindset. Okay, yeah. See, that's too basic, but I like. That's some decent stuff. So here's the thing: we're gonna open it up because here's the thing, ladies. Are you a high value woman? Do you want to be a high value woman? I would say this: high value women are in demand. They are in demand. They are in demand because, like I said, off the rip, they are attractive. Make no mistake, there's an attractive component, but attraction is different than just outright beauty. Attraction can be, I'll go down as low as six. That's cute. Especially if you're an adjustable six, cute to can dress yourself up to pretty. See, the notion, most of you probably thought a high value woman had to be very, very attractive. That'd be like saying a high value man must be really, really rich. And no, it's there, but it's not the only thing. Attractive and appealing. The appealing part is the undergirding of the attraction. If you're attractive and unappealing, it doesn't matter. All right, so back to meeting. Here we go. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna open it up. I want to hear what the ladies have to say. Remember, keep your background noise down. We're gonna get into this thing. Yay! Because I know there's some women out there probably like, what in the hell? I thought I was high value.
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar, un lugar para trabajar, y si no hay para emigrar. Todo money, money, todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienes lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero llegaremos antes o después. Solo a lo suyo, que Dios todo lo ve. Que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos más lo bueno y tenemos fe. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo fue. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Yo digo las cosas como son. No quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón, porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción. Yeah. No me vale mucho como tú me ves. Sabes, tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés. Ser un buen humano para mí es un deber. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo fue. Money work. Yeah. El mundo quiere dinero. Yeah. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. De corazón. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Yeah, de corazón. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Yeah. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Lunático.
All right, there we go. So, let's get it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Put the call in. Oh, it didn't go in? There we go. Join the show. See, I would gather a lot of you probably are surprised that being drop dead gorgeous doesn't make you high value. And I want you to think about some of the most beautiful women you have known, who may have been movie stars or public personalities, who were how valuable were they to their men? What's that one? What's her name? Erica Mena. Chad Johnson's. wife of like a day or so. This is a woman who was on what, Love and Hip Hop or something like that, Housewives or whatever. She was on one of those shows, and while there was no doubt that she was beautiful, beautiful woman, what value did she bring to anyone, especially her men? Um, I don't want to talk to if you've called me before. Here we go. Here we go. Money World. Unmute yourself. Hello. All right, what's your first name?
My name is Alicia. How are you?
I am well. What do you got for me?
Okay, so Kevin, I love the content today. I guess the question that I had as far as the high value thing is how important is the enthusiasm piece? And I wanted you to elaborate on that because the way I am is that I'm very much enthusiastic when I'm in a relationship and I'm very much like a dog and I'm just like obsessed with my man. But I'm not like that. When I'm single, I'm not like that too. I'm not like that. I'm totally just chill and kind
Well,
of in my own world. So I don't know if that's something. Yeah.
yeah, it's important. I mean, see, a lot of you ladies, what are you saving yourself? Well, it's like, well, when I'm with my man, I'm this, but how do you get to be his woman?
That
How
is
do, how,
true.
yeah. I mean, you ladies are like, I will, and this is one of the things that as far as off with so many modern women today. You want men to give all these things up front, and then you're going to wait until a relationship happens. So I got to approach you, ask you out, take you out, spend money 3 to 6 dates before we even possibly have sex, and then continue to do this over and over and over and over and over again. And then maybe 6 months into it, 18 dates later, you're going to finally decide to be
No, that's so. I don't know. I can't speak for other women, but that's not how it is for me. So for me personally, um, it's not that I'm withholding. It's just more so that I'm just. That's just naturally the way I am. I'm
Well, then
just
how do you get
natural.
the job, dear? If you have a job,
Yeah, I have a job. Yeah.
right? So when you went to an interview for the job, they had more than one applicant, right?
Yeah, that is true.
Did you wait to say, well, you won't hire me, and I'll tell you what, I will be the best?
No, I did not do that. No.
No, and exactly. And you're hiring, and the job I have is my last name, my wedding ring, and my commitment. See, more you ladies need to start acting like you're. Let's be real. Most of you feel like you're entitled to a man, and we got to do tricks to get you because you have sex.
No, I don't think that.
I said most of you.
Oh, okay, okay, true.
Is that not the dating world? Do you see women really, really trying to? Um, I'm old enough to remember a world where women actually used to make themselves attractive and appealing, and actually used to, let guys know they were interested. And women actually called guys, wrote guys letters. I mean, did things. Weren't just sitting around waiting for somebody. Because here's the thing: if you're a decent looking woman, you've got 100 times, 1,000 times more men talking to you than any other time before. So it's human nature to get kind of lazy.
That is true, but I wanted to speak on that. I think what actually makes men kind of like, I don't know, disappointed in me or something like that is
And
actually
you?
my discipline. Actually, the fact that I am so disciplined. Like
How
there
old
have
are
been
you?
I'm 25.
So disciplined in what?
When it comes to fitness and eating and dieting, I'm extremely strict about what I eat, what I allow in my body. But I
Okay.
think sometimes because I'm thin, I think men, well, not I think, I've been told they're like, oh, I think you're anorexic, like you don't match my lifestyle. Oh, you don't want to go out here because you're not going to eat anything. And it's like I try to be like, I'll go. I'll just get a
All right,
salad and then.
hold on. How many?
Sorry.
What was your last relationship?
A year ago.
How long did it last?
2 years.
And you guys aren't together. Why?
When college ended, he decided to move on. So yeah.
That didn't tell me anything.
College ended. We both got the same degree. He decided to get. He took a job in California. I took a job in Washington. But I told him that I would have moved for him. He told me he didn't want me to. He said he think it's best for us to just go our separate ways because he wanted to do his own thing. So
Have you ever asked him why?
yeah, I did, and he pretty much said that he didn't. At that time, he changed his mind about wanting a long-term relationship. Pretty much, that's what he said.
With you? Okay.
No, he said in general, but maybe he did
All right.
mean with me. I
Oh,
don't
okay.
know. Yeah.
As long as you
Yeah.
asked him why. Okay. So,
Yeah.
look, I hear what you're saying, but if you had a 2-year relationship, I mean, you got to get out here and one, we're not dating. You got to have more dates. Number one.
Yeah, you're right.
So you're saying men are this way, that way. I can't really go unless you're really out there. The
Yeah.
net of it is, what are you waiting for? You say you're exuberant when a relationship happens. How are you actively setting yourself up to be pursued by the kind of men that you think that you want?
Well, what I'm currently doing is that I am using dating sites because Corona. So I'm not really out here, and I'm gonna be honest. Even before, I was kind of more of a homebody anyway. So
Right. So I'm
yeah.
not. The answer is no. You're not.
I mean, I've been
You're
on a few
not.
dates, but
No,
yeah,
no,
you're
no,
right. You're
no.
right.
You're
You're
not.
right.
You're not. You're not.
You're right. Yeah.
You're not. You're not. So the problem
Yeah.
is not the. You hear that?
Yeah.
That's your biological clock ticking and your
I
time
know.
waiting.
I know.
So,
I'm sorry.
the problem isn't that you're over. The problem is you're not active. You're passive in this situation. And if you're going to be passive, you hear this is that's your clock. And every year there's a newer model. And the reason
Yeah.
you can be passive is because you have a vagina and you think it's going to come to you, and it's not.
No, that's not true. I think the reason why I have been passive is because on the few dates that I have went on, I felt like I've just been judged based on,
Okay. And have you ever played
I
any
don't know.
sports?
Yes, I have. I
What?
always ran. I was a runner.
Right. All right. Did you win it? Look, now, you've had you ladies kill me. Your tolerance for rejection today is like trash. You realize how much rejection and turn down you're supposed to get before you actually find somebody?
Yes,
You've
sir.
been
I
on a
do
couple. You've
understand.
been on a couple of dates. I don't care. Okay, look, I get it, but what's the solution? You're gonna just sit in the house?
No, I'm trying to work on myself. So I am trying to have a better relationship with food. Well, I've been going to a therapist for a year, but I'm trying to have a better relationship with food. And I guess I think I need to present myself better so it doesn't seem like I'm obsessed with dieting because I think that's how I come across.
Well, is this your
That I'm
picture?
obsessed. Yeah.
How recent is this?
That's like 3 months ago.
Is this your current hair color?
No, that was temporary, just
Okay.
for a costume I was doing. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, yeah. Social skills, emotional intelligence is very critical. I value
Yeah,
women
you're
have
right.
great social skills, and uh, I'm not going to make this about you, but far too many women today are weirdos. A lot of you ladies are freaking weirdos, especially ones who have low social skills and not a lot of history in dating. You got PhDs and masters and everything else, and you're a bunch of freaking weirdos. Nobody can talk to you, and it's like you forgot how to be women. Uh, so I'm not going to make that about you, but this really shouldn't be this complicated. Attractive and appealing,
Yeah.
comforting and have character, disciplined and discerning, enthusiastic and exuberant, loyal and liberating. Pretty simple. Pretty
Yeah.
simple. I didn't say you had to be this tall, look like this, have these boobs.
Yeah.
But apparently it's not so simple because these things are high value. Or pretty
Yeah.
direct. I will say they're not simple. What's going on, Doc?
What's up, Doc?
All right. What's going on?
Hi. So I wanted to highlight something and then see what you think,
Go ahead.
because it's something I've had to learn the hard way. Grace.
Hold on. Casey, Swirler, you can call back. I know you got something you want to say. Yes, Grace needs to be in there, but I wanted to leave that as a wild card.
Okay.
You know
'Cause
why I
I
left it as a wild card?
Why?
Um, because men like myself care about a modicum of grace. But if I have to be honest, cross culturally,
hmm
some guys like their women to be a little bit more how about less graceful? So I'm trying not to I try not to get too far into I had to try to detach myself from it. But I think the grace needs to be in there. That's why I put in the part about character and discernment. That was as close to grace as I could put in there without making it too lopsided. But go ahead.
My definition of grace is more like not giving people what they deserve all the time. That would be
Not
the way I would define grace in general. It means you see someone fail and you give them the benefit of the doubt.
right.
Is what Because the men that I know that are really high value, they take a lot of risk and they do fail quite a
So
bit.
that's why when I said discerning, she
Mm-hmm.
has good judgment to know how to be able to give him the benefit of doubt and that liberating thing. See, one of the if I could show you my decision tree,
Mm-hmm.
uh, in the decision tree, risk for tolerance was high in these things because you're gonna have to be able to step on this boat with me that I just knitted together with leaves and trust that I'm gonna get us across and not kill us because we do take risks. Um, and yes, grace to let men fail is key. But I didn't want to put it in grace because I think it would have been miscarried. I know how YouTube works, and more people would have saw grace and looked at misunderstood it. I think it would have been misunderstood. But go ahead.
Understood. I have a story for that.
Go ahead.
So one time we were going to Amsterdam,
Mm-hmm.
and it's my husband's dream, and he kind of led that trip. So he said, I'm going to get everything together. And something inside me that morning said something is going to happen really bad. It's like woman's
Mm.
intuition. He grabbed the passports. I even said, you got the passports, right? He's like, yeah, I got the passports. We got to the airport and he got his passport and my expired
Mm.
passport. So, typical reaction would have been, oh my God, I knew you were going to do something. I had a
Mm-hmm.
feeling you were going
Mm-hmm.
to screw up. I knew I should have done it myself. I just have to do everything myself. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But something inside me said, well, it's an honest mistake. I said, don't worry about it. We'll go tomorrow. We'll spend 6 days there instead of 7. It's not a big deal. I think he felt worse because I didn't give him a hard time about it. I actually still had work to do. So I pulled out my laptop and I was signing things while we waited for my mom to maybe bring my passport down. In the
Mm.
meantime, the ticketing agent came by and said, hey guys, if you were first class, we could escort you through security and that might buy you some time. And he was like, how much? $4,000 extra, which is actually cheap for that flight.
Right.
And my mom got there with plenty of time. We didn't even really need the extra time. But I
Well,
think, sorry,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead.
I think if you're the kind of woman that like jumps to correct somebody and can't wait to put someone in their place,
Uh-oh.
most people she can go economy. Okay, those
Right.
girls don't go first class.
Mm-hmm.
It's clear that you're very willing to give your man the benefit of the doubt. Then you'd be surprised, ladies, how they can self-correct better than you could ever correct.
One of the things you'll notice on my show is oftentimes I will allow enough rope to see how someone's going to respond. And that's really what it comes down to. Are you going to lose the point? The other day I was talking to a woman who was the 26-year-old virgin.
Mm-hmm. I was
And that's why I
laughing.
said you lost the plot. The plot is not about fornication. The plot is about the forest for the trees. But you have to be right so much. You win the argument, you lose the man. which is tomorrow night's show. Ladies, tune
Ooh,
in. Lose because it's the sign: shame, insult, guilt, and the need to be right. This happens so often. So what your story allows men a room to make a mistake, and you
and
make the
still be
best
your
of a
hero.
bad situation, and it turns out better.
And he still be your hero. He can fail and still be your hero.
Well,
That's what.
and and, and
Mhm.
by not jumping on him, he didn't have to. That liberated him from that guilt. And he was like,
Mhm.
well, damn, I got a good one here. Let me see how I can make this happen, because she could have really read me, because that was
Mhm.
messed up. That's all we really want is we don't want you to be our moms. We want you to be, we want to be the superhero to you guys, but you got to let us save you or fix stuff. And sometimes the best thing you can do is just say, okay, you got it. Yeah, okay, no problem. Yeah. And that's some shit you can go brag to your boys about. They'll be like, what? She did
Mhm.
what? She didn't jump on you, man? No. Oh, damn. Appreciate it, Doc.
No problem. Good
Thank you for
show.
coming.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Tomorrow
Bye.
night show is winning the how women you lose, ladies, by trying to win too much. Okay. So Casey, my swirl friend, she called in again. I don't know what it is, but all right. Grace. Did you guys understand the forgiving spirit? And the thing is, more than anything else, is men, especially if you have an ambitious man. I talk about CIA has many levels: confident, intelligent, assertive. That's one level. The next level: competitive, intriguing, and aggressive. Okay, that's the guys who are like in middle management, things like that. Guys who are moving up the ladder. But when you start getting guys who are the bag, bold, ambitious, and generous, ambition breaks stuff. And many of you women want men who have ambitious outcomes, but you don't like the process. Let me explain. You want to be married to a man who can put you in a home in Buckhead and buy you a Porsche truck or a Range Rover or whatever, have three kids that can have a solid middle class or lower upper class life. You never have to work a drop outside the home after you're pregnant with the first kid. Well, that's 300 plus $1,000 a man's going to need to make. You want to show up after the money's already there. And what men would love to have is a woman who's there in process. It's the environment's changed. So the thing is, ladies, if you're gonna come at the end where the outcomes are there, you can't just bring the same thing that you would have brought at the beginning of the process. Now, Jesus, go ahead. Yes, what? I have a question for you. A very simple question.
Yes.
You're how old?
I am 22.
How old is your father?
My father is in his 40s, his late 40s.
So he's younger than me.
Yes.
When you speak to your father, do you speak to him as in the same manner in which you speak to me?
Yes, I'm extremely respectful to him, and yeah, I do.
You respect. Oh, you think
Very
this
respectful.
you think this is respectful? Okay.
Yes, Kevin.
Okay.
I've always been respectful to you. I've told you that I enjoy your show. I love your show. It's
Okay.
great.
Right. What can I
Yes.
do for you tonight?
So on the topic of high value and being a high value woman, on my journey, something that I've noticed is when it comes to dark skinned Black men in particular, they,
We're not doing that. Nope, we're not doing that. That's a non-starter. You will leave colorism You will leave race out. He will speak on the topic. I did not bring race up once. 22 years old. I don't care what you believe off here. If you have something to say, you'll be on the topic without making it about colorism, race, or I will bid you a good night. Is that clear? Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. You can unmute yourself. So, I think one of the interesting things. Oh, unmute yourself.
Oh, hi. Yes. So
Did you hear what I said?
I heard what you said,
Okay.
and
There's
it's
no.
very
There
clear.
is no. There's. I just need to know if you heard what I said. I know. Do you agree to follow my rules?
I agree to follow your rules. Yes.
Thank you.
So uh, going from here on out, you don't want to talk about this topic at all, is what you're saying.
No. No. See, what I'm talking about is traits of being a high value woman, and nowhere in my entire monologue did I mention race. Nor did I mention
Okay.
skin tone. Neither did the previous two callers. So, due respect, that's not the topic.
I understand that. It's just been something that's been very prominent in my
I
experience.
don't
And
care about what's been prominent. See, this is not the Casey show. If it's been prominent in your life, you have an entire channel. Go make it about that. This is what I said, the lack of respect. I've already said what the show is about. And you come over here trying to make it about what you want to talk about. It's disrespectful.
okay, Kevin.
I mean,
Well,
truthful. I mean, would you or did you go to college?
yes, I actually graduated recently.
Congratulations. Would you
Thank
walk
you.
into a political science class talking about physics because you had physics on the mind?
No, but those are two
No,
unrelated topics.
no, it's not. It's still college. Its bottom line is one class is on something and this is on another. Or when the professor's speaking on his subject, would you go in and try to change the subject or talk about what you want to talk about? See, I think the more interesting thing, Casey, is why do you continue to come back over here? You're an advocate for black women dating out, but you continue to come over here. Is it not interesting enough where you're at?
I watch your channel because I like to learn. I like the information that you give. I use the skills that you provide women to find a high value man.
But you
You're
already have a boyfriend. You have a white boyfriend.
right, and he's on the younger side, so he's not making six figures, though I have been asked on multiple dates from men who are in that category. They
Okay,
were
but
just
why
at
do you why
40, so I chose not to go forward with them.
they were what?
But I used the tools
No, no,
that
no.
I
They
chose
they were
not to
what?
go
They were
forward with
they
them.
were what? 40?
40, 35 to early 40s.
Well,
That was a bit too old for me. I'll be
excuse me.
honest.
Listen. Then why do you need a high value man? Get a regular guy.
Every girl should have a high value man.
Then every girl would not have a high value man. That makes no sense. That's mathematically impossible. If every girl had a high value man, there would be no high value men because every man would be the same. Thus,
Okay,
none would be higher value.
okay, so what is your advice for getting a high value man in his
Well,
late
here's one thing I would suggest. Stop being one. There's something going on in your spirit. At 22 years old, to be this um, disagreeable.
20s? Okay.
It's
Why do
very
you say I'm disagreeable?
uh well, it's not I say it, I'm just saying at 22 years old, you have a lot of issues that if you're really having issues, I would go seek professional therapy. YouTube is not the place to suss out these color issues. This isn't the place for that. If you really want to do improvement, that's one on one with an actual professional counselor. You got to pay for that. But I said it's a disagreeable nature because talking to you, it's been a disagreeable experience, but I can handle it. I'm just saying if I met you in public and you were this way, I would not even, I would, there would be no further interaction. But back to the point of
Really,
why do you need a high value man? What makes you, why do you need a man that makes that kind of money?
I need a man that makes that kind of money because I've been around a lot of upper middle class kids and a lot of rich kids. And I
Okay.
see the kind of lifestyles they have.
All
I
right.
see the kind of lifestyles their parents have provided them with better schools,
Are your
study
parents,
abroad
are your parents,
opportunities.
were your parents upper middle class?
That's another thing. My mom actually out earned my dad, and they did make
I
six
said
figures
your
together.
I said, see, active listening. I said your parents, and you went to your mother, and the problem, and that she made more. I didn't make the distinction.
Okay, I'm sorry. Well,
But
yes.
that's the disagreeable nature you have. Always looking for the distinction to correct someone or to make an issue where there is none. I clearly said, were your parents upper middle class? You found an issue. No, that's the problem. That's the issue. My mother made more than my father. That was you, not me.
Okay, I see. Well, my parents made six figures.
Okay, your parents made six figures. What is your degree in?
My degree is in biology.
Okay, and what did you plan on doing with that degree in biology
I am planning on going to med school.
and pursuing what?
I would like to be a primary care physician.
Okay, primary care, not general medicine,
Yes,
not an
actually
internist.
pediatric. Actually pediatric.
Pediatrics. All right. So after you're married and you get pregnant with your first child, do you want to have to continue to work to pay significant bills?
Yes, and I would like to work part-time, but I would
Okay.
also like to have a nanny.
Right. So again, part time.
Yes.
And what percentage of the bills do you think your income should support for the entire family?
0.
Right. So you don't want to have to work to pay significant bills if you don't want your income to cover anything. So let's get on to the next thing. You want to go to school, acquire all this debt. At the end of the day, you don't want to have to carry any of the financial load. Fine. My question is this: who, at what age do you think a man makes that kind of money legally?
I would say 30, early 30s.
What state do you live in?
I live in Michigan.
And how much money were you talking about annually for three children?
I would say, mm, 300K on the low end.
And who makes $300,000 on the low end legally by age 30? What professions?
Early 30s, doctors.
Right.
Yeah. So
Go ahead. Who else?
I would say I don't really know what other professions,
Right.
maybe
So if
entrepreneur.
you're gonna whittle down this country of 300 plus 350 million people down to just men over 30 to doctors, male doctors over 30.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yes. I mean,
Great,
I'm
great.
sure there's
And
other
here's the
professions.
question. And here's the
Okay.
okay, that's fine. Over 30. And here's the thing. Why would they want you?
I think that they would want me because they've already reached out to me, to be completely honest.
No, no, no. I ask you a simple question. I
Okay.
see. Why would they want you?
Because I'm fit, I'm fun, I'm flirty, I'm beautiful, I have no children, and I'm agreeable. I'm cooperative.
Ah, look, sweetheart, let me go ahead and cut to the chase. They've reached out at you because you look nice. They can't know all this other stuff, so you can stop capping. Um, and the nature and there's a big difference between wanting to date you, to have sex with you, and or marry you. Big difference.
Okay. And so I guess my next question for you
No,
is
the real
how
question. No, no, no. The thing is, why should someone take you? Who is going to? Who's paying for all the? Are you? Do you have? How much is your student loan debt right now?
right now I'm only about 30K in debt.
Only 30K. All right. And then how much will medical school be?
Oh, I'm not even it'll be over six figures. I'll
Right.
be over 6 figures in debt.
So let's get this straight. Casey comes with $30,000 in student loan debt, not including consumer and credit card debt. Then afterwards, she's going to tack on an additional 6 figures in medical school debt. Yet this guy, the doctor, is supposed to pick you because you're fun, fit, beautiful, flirty, and hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. And you don't want to have to pay zero, you want to pay 0% of the family bills. And he has other women who are fun, fit, flirty, in far less debt, who are as attractive, many maybe more. And he should pick you. Why?
Well, something that I have that they don't have, and I know that you say that men don't care about degrees, but an another channel that I've watched actually said that
I don't.
men do like degrees, women with degrees, but
Excuse me,
it
ma'am.
shows.
Your degree matters nothing if you plan on doing nothing to help the family with it. You said you want to pay 0% of the bills. So, to respect, you could have not even graduated high school for the effect, for the outcomes we're going to get from your degrees and your hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt. See, what I do on this show is I test and question what women like yourself want. And that's fine. I make no bones about what you want. But I ask, what do you bring to the table to get it? And what it sounds to me like is your list of what you want is very long, and you really have not articulated why a guy should buy it.
Okay. I feel like I listed all of the reasons that you've listed
What's
for.
unique to you, though, sweetheart? That's the question. You're fit. Okay. Due respect, I don't see your picture. So I'm just going off what you say. But what would you
Okay.
rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? You cannot use 7. Just your face.
I've already given you,
I don't
I believe.
remember, dear. I've slept.
Oh,
So
okay.
here we go again. I don't
Okay.
care. I've slept. We're still here.
So I'd give myself an adjustable 6 because, as I
Okay.
said last time, I would never put myself on the same scale as Beyonce, but I will say that people have told me that I'm very beautiful.
Okay.
Sometimes people just randomly tell me that. So
Okay.
that's why I think
All
I
right.
think I'm pretty.
Okay. That's fine. But again, but I think you'd be reasonable to say that an adjustable 6 is not an 8 or a 9. So you're not winning. You're not outperforming in the area of beauty. Where are you outperform? Here's the question. Where are you outperforming the female competition?
I want to change that. I think I'm an 8, but if I put myself as an 8, then Beyonce needs to be a 9.
No,
Um,
Beyonce is where
oh,
she is because she is.
and we can't say 7.
No, you can't.
Okay.
So where
Okay.
are you outperforming the female competition?
I I feel like I'm more feminine, especially when it comes to other unfortunately, other Black women. A lot of Black women aren't as feminine today for reasons that I won't go into because you don't wanna talk about it, but
No.
I feel like I'm more feminine. I'm in shape compared to a lot of other Black women, but
Okay.
again, I'm not competing with Black women for the
But
most
yeah,
part, so
yeah. But see, here's the thing. You, how tall are you?
I am 5'5".
And how often do you wear heels?
I never wear heels.
And you're feminine.
I can't. There's a medical reason why I can't. I have a bunion, so. But I do wear dresses.
You have bunions.
I do. That sounds so bad.
Because it is. You can't wear heels. I'm sorry.
No, it's a bone that sticks out of your foot.
I know what a
Okay.
bunion is.
Okay.
Check that shit. See, that's what I mean. You need to back that attitude up. I'm not your peer, little girl.
Okay.
That's what I said earlier. I'm not your fucking peer. You're 22.
Right, right.
Act like
Okay.
it.
Okay. So pretty much you're telling me I can have all that, but if I'm not an 8 or a 9,
What
there's no
what I'm telling you is you want a man who is earning in the top 3% in this country.
Right.
That's fine. But due respect, most women want him. And what
Right.
are you doing to outperform the hundreds, thousands of women who are trying to get him?
I am. So how do the men in my inbox that make 6 figures that are doctors and lawyers,
Have you seen any
how can
W-2s? How do you know what they make?
I mean, I know one guy for sure owned multiple restaurants in an
Right.
area that
But
I
see,
live
what
in.
he owns is him. There's a difference.
Okay.
See, I make money, but what me giving it to you is it's a big difference.
Right.
See, you ladies tend to mistake just because a man makes money like you have access to it. But let's get on to the plot. You
Yeah.
don't like you think a man in 35 or 40 is too old. So what you want is a young millionaire.
No, not a millionaire.
You want a young man who's earning $300,000 or more, and they don't do that legally.
Right.
So you know what that means? You're gonna be right here.
Danger zone!
Here's another one for you, dog. And here's what the rest of your life's gonna look like. Because this is where you're headed.
Okay. Okay, but how can I tell when the guys ask me out on a date? How can I tell if they actually want to date me or if they just want to
Well,
sleep?
I would tell you right now, I'm not trying to be funny, but talking to you, what do I get from I got a 22-year-old with a lot of opinions and nothing substantive. And I'm not trying to be rude, but a 22-year-old young lady's opinions are worth what I can write on the back of a stamp. You have a degree in biology and an entitled attitude. Your father doesn't make this kind of money. Your mother and father together, if they made this kind of money, that would be saying something. And you want one person to make this kind of money so he can pay all of your. I just let you talk so you can go back and listen to how entitled you sound. I want a biology degree and go to medical school and rack up all this. And then I want somebody to come take care of me for the rest of my life. And in exchange, they get the wonderful me that is Casey. And then I'll just biologically reproduce like any other woman on the face of the planet. You're not going to do anything outside of that. And oh, by the way, pay all this debt that I put on you. You're not special.
I see what you're saying. But when you're looking for...
And the thing is, when you come in here with this stuff that you've been coming in here with these colorism and this and that, I'm like, I get it now. You can want what you want. I don't make any bones in that. But the thing is, what is he going to get from you?
My youth? I think that's
it doesn't matter if your youth.
Yes.
Okay, let's test that. A man, you don't want to date a man in his 30s.
Right. I just changed my mind about that.
Well, but no, you don't want him. You want his money and his outcomes.
And I learned from you that relationships are okay. Go ahead.
But the problem is, if you think that a man that's up there won't be able to sniff, your intentions aren't good, ma'am. You really don't care.
Men have good intentions.
Again, your intention. See, this tit for tat young girl stuff. This is this level up, get the bag. I'm gonna tell you right now, this is going to end badly because you're not versed enough in the game to play with me and men on my level. I'm being straight up. You're not ready for it.
Okay. Can you go more in detail
Yeah,
by
you
what
can book a
exactly you mean?
session. You can
Okay.
you can book a session. But
Okay.
what I'm telling you is you have a lot of things on your mind of how the world should be and should not go. And I have not seen your photo, but I'm
Right.
going to tell you this. There are far more. Beauty is a dime a dozen. I'm in Atlanta. I'll be in New York later this week. Beautiful women are everywhere. And
Get that.
you coming and saying, "Hey, take me. I'm an adjustable six and take my hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. I'm not going to pay a bill around here." That's fine. What's he going to get from you? A wife. But due respect, this other woman will be a wife too. He's going to get kids. She gives him kids. What's special? And you haven't said what's special about you that separates you from the competition.
My personality.
This,
I
which
mean,
is on display right here, and it's not a winning one.
well, that's because we've had, encounters in the past.
I'm
So
a
I'm sure
mature
that you,
man, young lady. I don't
okay.
I that trust me, sweetheart. If I was, you probably wouldn't have let me on. I let you back on and told you to come back up. I'm not studying you
Right. And I do appreciate you letting me come back on your show. That was
because
very
I'm
nice.
a high value man, and that's what I'm telling you. You're not. You think I don't want to say this to hurt your feelings, but I think you think you're more value. You come across as being higher value than you may be. I don't say
Okay.
that you are, but you may be. And
Okay.
and what you're telling me and the people you watch and the
Uh-huh.
things you watch, I mean, okay, but how is that helping you have better outcomes with men?
Okay.
Because
So
because if you have a boyfriend, how long have you been with your boyfriend?
I've been with him for about 8 months.
All right. Does he know you're unhappy with him?
No, I'm not unhappy with him. I just want something different out of the relationship than
Which
what
is
he does.
what?
I want somebody who's going to make more money than what he does, than what he's going to make.
What does he do for a living?
Right now, he just graduated as well, and he's going back to school. So we're both going back to
Going back to
school.
school for what?
He's going back to school to get his a nursing degree. I mean, like a master's in nursing.
So what is this?
They make
What is his
he'll
bachelor's in?
he'll make it's another nursing degree. He'll
Okay,
make so he's just
so you're dating a white guy in Michigan who's getting has a nursing degree. And they'll do respectable 50, 60, 70, $80,000 a year.
mhm.
All right. And have you ever dated a black man?
I've dated one or two, and
See,
it was literally just maybe like a couple of dates.
so you dated an above average earning potential white guy.
Yes, I haven't found any black ones.
Well, and again, even this guy you want so ma'am, due respect, you're not happy with him. If he would, what would he think if he heard this?
Um, I don't know. I don't think he would be very happy.
Well, this is so again, and you're the woman that says you got men in your inbox and this and that, and I'm like, well, you're in a whole relationship with
Mhm.
a white guy, but you came on my platform wanting me to give negative stats about black guys, and you're not happy with the white guy you're with. That's why I'm like, you really sound
No.
confused, ma'am. I'm just going. It may
Yeah.
not be the way you want the narrative to go, but it's the overall truth. You're with a guy who does he treat you well?
Yeah, he's amazing.
But
But I'm not in love. So,
I don't care. Okay, exactly. And see, man, what I need you to understand, if a man were to be moving like you're moving, they would call him a dog. You would have all kind of pejorative things to say that a man is with a woman who treats him well and is amazing, but over here he doesn't earn enough or whatever. So you're looking to better deal him. That's fine. If you want to get out there, but the world is going to give you what you put out. And if you're
Okay.
looking to pick a guy, if you're looking for to pick somebody based on income, that's fine, but you better be worth it because while you may be able to get, let's just call him Brad the nurse, when you start talking about Keith or Marcus or Enrique the doctor, baby girl, you can't hang with that kind of competition because they're coming for him. They're coming from
Okay.
him hard, and they're coming with better deals than $100,000 in debt and adjustable six.
So do these guys seek girls out and ask them to go on dates, even if they're not really like interested in dating them?
What do you mean?
So they've reached out to me and asked me to go on dates. Are you
What
saying
is
that
what does
they
dating mean?
like the guy
Dating,
that owned
listen to this. You already want to know
okay,
what dating means to us? Dating
what?
equals sex.
Okay.
Here's what you tell them. I'm a virgin and I'm going to be a virgin till married. See how many times they respond back to you.
Okay.
They're
I will
not
try.
trying to just date you. They're trying to have sex with you.
Okay.
See, what I find is a lot of you so-called swirlers are really kind of confused. But black men aren't your problem.
Mhm.
I mean, have you ever called a white guy or a white and they gave you this much information?
No, but you're the only channel I watch like this.
Well, but again, the fact that you're watching me at all is is kind of amazing, right? Because apparently we're not supposed to exist. See, I was here in Atlanta with my mixed group this weekend and had brothers in from around the black men from around the country.
I understand that, but you said it yourself. They read at a fourth grade reading level on average, so it's very rare.
Excuse me. That's on average. What does that have to do with the black men that were here, flew in town? See how you just did that? I said I had my mixed group here in Atlanta, and I had, and you automatically undercut. Your programming is to tear black men down so quickly. So it's no wonder you can't find a black man. You don't like us. You need.
I I mean, and with all due respect, I've never for some reason I definitely don't attract dark-skinned black men. I don't think that they like the reflection of themselves, but
Well,
I've
but
attracted
that's
light-skinned black men.
that is your again. You keep trying to weave this in. That is your opinion based upon what?
Just the fact that even low, I don't know, like they seem to
What?
just
Okay,
not really
you
like
don't date
dark-skinned
black
black
men,
men,
so you cannot really tell me
black
what black.
women.
Okay, you don't date black men, yet you know you talk as though you know black men, and you don't date black men. You
Because I
sound.
had to stop because of all the
Excuse
things that I
me.
was seeing.
Stop at what age? 15?
No, I stopped around 19, 20.
And
So
the
that
white boy ain't doing no better.
I've never met a white man that's a colorist.
Oh my God. What color is your father?
My father is a black man.
Right. How long have your father and mother been married?
They've been married for 25 years.
Is he worth a damn?
He has some issues.
Wow. Wow. Is he your skin complexion?
He is, and I actually think he's a colorist.
Wow.
I'm actually pretty sure he's a colorist. My mom's a writer.
Wow.
So yeah.
Oh my God. I need better health. I mean, did you hear what this woman just said? Ooh, this is what problem I have with you swirlers and you colorist people. You make so many logical fallacies and jumps and I mean back it down, ma'am.
Where did I make
Let me back it down.
Okay.
Your father has been married to your mother for 25 years.
Yes.
And you just disrespected your father. Which makes sense because you're disrespectful to black men, which was the first question I asked you. You are the focal point for the issues you have with black men. It's not your dark skin, it's your dark attitude. You need help. You can
Kevin,
laugh.
that's
You can
not
laugh. Look,
fair.
no, it is very fair. I don't say things lightly, ma'am. And the laughter, remember, gentlemen, I told you it's a tell. Ma'am, I said it last broadcast. At 22 years old, you are far too angry. And I find it interesting that many of you, you have a father, and at every turn you've torn it. My father makes less than my mother. So your father ain't worth shit in your eyes.
To be fair, he was very abusive, extremely abusive.
Abusive. How many times? So how many times did you break your arm?
The police were at our house multiple times, and he was actually banned from our home for a month. Goes along
Right.
with the stats
But okay.
for
And
domestic
hold on,
violence.
hold on, hold on. And I'm gonna go down this path.
Okay.
I'm gonna go down this path.
Okay.
Your mother was just sitting there knitting sweaters and mittens for everybody, and your father just came in whooping ass.
No. So actually,
Exactly. So
he
you
was.
don't. Excuse me. You are old enough to know relationships, and this is what happens too often in the black community. You and children tend to judge relationships from the kid's standpoint. Are your mother and father still together? Yes. Then apparently she knows more than you do.
Are you saying it's okay to hit somebody just
I'm
because
saying
they?
I'm saying stay in the child's place because you don't know everything. And lastly, if oh my God. And if your mother were to hear her daughter sit here and question her decisions.
Oh, she knows. She talks about leaving him all the time.
Right. And this is another problem. You ladies talk to your daughters and wonder why they're poisoned against their fathers. Ma'am, let me make it real plain. You need counseling. You got a lot of
Okay.
issues you need to talk out, but you've turned all this into colorism and black men, and you cannot point to individual black men who what if did somebody's what does a black man who ain't your father do to you?
Well, it's well known that the majority of them
What did a
like women
black
that
man that
don't
ain't
look
your
like
what does a
them.
black man that's not your father do to you?
It's well known that the majority of them
What did a
don't like
black
women that
man that's
look like
not your father do to you?
I've had some really bad
Such
experiences with
as,
black men,
such
such
as,
as
such
the
as.
just such as I remember one guy we went out to eat and he didn't want to pay. I mean,
Oh, he
he
didn't want
lived
to
at
pay.
home.
So that's
He didn't have a car.
excuse me. I want everybody to listen. I'm waiting for, attempted R or something. And she said the worst thing she could pull up was a black man who did not want to pay. But yet you were willing to come on here and tear black men down, want me to quote negative black men stats. And I ask you, what has a black man done to you that's not your father? And all you can say is he didn't want to pay. Ma'am, that's insane that you want to talk about all these black men that you don't know, and you're so ready to quote stats and facts and statistics when you've made up black men to be a boogeyman. This is this color purpling of black men. I'm done with this, man.
Okay, but
I can't. I can't do this anymore. No, no, no.
do
No,
you think
no,
it's
no,
normal
no,
that they
no.
don't like their
I'm not doing it anymore. Get off my. I let that go because I find it interesting that so many women like to say that these male spaces are so full of misogynists and hurt people and this and that. And I'm like, if you peel the layers of the onion back, what did a black man do to her? She had nothing. He didn't want to pay for dinner. That's it. He didn't try to, that's it. Well, my mom and dad, they're still married, right? Well, the police, again, how many times did you hear Tara father try to take shots at her dad? Lady, you need therapy because fast forward, she's with Brad. He's a great guy, 8 months, and you're still in a D. Ooh, You're gonna make me rich though. That's another segment for Casey. I got a Casey three-peat. I'm serious, Casey. I'm not trying to be funny, but I don't really need you to go back and try to make up stuff. I'm being serious. You need to seek therapy. Hey, Nicole J. Let me go ahead and unmute you. Again, she wants to go into hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt just to say hi. Uh-huh. I'm good. How are you? That's all right. We're going. That's a very nice picture you got there. What you got for me? High
Well,
value women. Um, what do you have on the topic?
yeah, I actually was kind of talking about this, like a topic of value the other day, and
Mm-hmm.
I just had a clarifying question. So,
Mm-hmm.
as it relates to like a woman and her value. So, I hear a lot of women say, don't give it all up to a man. If you don't have the ring, you're not married because, why would he marry you without, why would he marry you if he's getting it all?
Mm-hmm.
So, I have a boyfriend. We've been dating for about a month. And I enjoy doing the things like if I'm at his house, like I don't mind like cleaning up. I don't mind cooking while I'm there.
Okay.
My mom and friends and just other people, they give me that, the conversation like, why are you doing that? He's not going to marry you. If you're doing this, why would he marry you? So I just want to know, is there any truth to that? Like, does that lower
Well,
my value?
let's take a few steps back. Are your mother and father married?
They were. My dad passed when I was a teenager.
Sorry to hear that. How old are you?
I'm 24 next week,
And how old is your boyfriend?
32.
Uh, do you want to get married?
Yes.
Uh, does he want to get married?
Yes.
Did you start dating him with the express understanding that I want to get married?
100%.
Did he accept the fact that I can see myself marrying you?
Yeah, he's the one who brought it up.
All right. Um, you've been dating a month.
Mhm.
Well, I'm just gonna assume you guys have already been intimate, seeing as though you're cleaning up houses.
Yeah.
Fine. Then your mom and your aunts and everybody else need to kind of stay out of the way. Because you've had the conversation. I want to get married, you want to get married. Um, Now I hear what they're saying about don't give too much away, but
Mhm.
oftentimes what women are saying is don't do that without having conversations, with just assuming it's all going to work out. Um, you'd like to be married by what age?
I want to be married and like with a kid on the way by 27. So three
He wants to
years.
be married by what age?
Well, we didn't actually discuss specific times that he would want to be married.
Okay, so at what point do you think it would be appropriate to discuss time frames?
Um, I'd say maybe about 4 months in, so a few more months.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Hold on.
But I didn't think it was appropriate for me to bring that up.
You hear that? You hear that?
Yeah, I hear ticking.
That's your biological clock.
Mhm.
If you want to be married in short order, you need to make it known. If he
Yeah.
brought it up, if he brought up the fact he wants to be, see what you're afraid of is he won't be on the same page.
Yeah, ultimately.
Well, better to find that out now than 4 or 5 months from now and much further down the line emotionally and everything else, right?
Yeah, that's very true.
My goal is, my thought process is a man should lead this process. At 20,
Mhm.
32 and you're 24, if you know you want to be married and he knows he wants to be married, he really shouldn't be dating you unless he's vetting you for marriage. And knowing the approximate time frame is reasonable.
Okay.
Asking the question, all right, when we started seeing one another, You knew I wanted to get married. You know I wanted to get married. I know you wanted to get married. Um, when would you like to be? You need to have this question. You shouldn't be
Okay.
asking him, but you need to know
Mhm.
and pay attention to the answer. If he's saying, because like I had a guy on the show the other day, and I actually slapped the shit out of him because he was in a similar position, dating a 20-something-year-old, and he's in his 30s. And I said,
Mhm.
"Do you want to get married? Yeah. Does she want to get married? Yeah. All right. And when do you want to get?" And he said, "My mom has been asking the same question." I was like, "Well, when would you like to see yourself get married?" He's like, "Oh, 3 to 5 years." And I said, "All right. Did you let that young girl know, that 20-something-year-old know that you want to wait 3 to 5 years?" He said, "No." See, you got to know he knows. And I
Mhm.
will tell you, I mean, it's something you want to know, so you best go ahead and ask.
Okay. So should I
Christianity
relax with
is such
the
a
wifely things I'm doing now?
well, average looking 40. You join the panel if it says ladies only. Hold on. But I want to make sure you have something to add and you're not just going to go on. So what would you like hear this? But
Yes.
guys, don't just jump on the
Okay.
panel. I'm not going to let you on here just because
Okay.
it's rude. Just listen. Go ahead.
Okay. What I'd like to add is I think a lot of what you say is absolutely true, not just for girls, but for guys as well. And I think it's true because they have to understand that unless you have standards in life, you will never achieve anything. You will never be anything. And that's what you're saying, that they have to have standards, but if they do, they also have to transform themselves so they can actually meet their standards, because any man who is successful is going to want to be around somebody who is healthy,
Are
attractive.
you are you
You
married?
cannot simply no, no. I have a girlfriend, but I'm
Are
not
you
married.
how are you guys getting married?
Am I getting married? Well, my mom asked me that same question, but
I'm asking. I mean, do you want to get married?
I want to get married eventually. Yes, yeah.
What's eventually?
Eventually is, you see, with the
I just need
laws
a
with.
no. See, this is why. No, you're a 32-year-old man. Just shoot it straight. Do you want to get married? What's eventually?
I do. Yes, 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 I do.
Then what's eventually?
Eventually is, given the fact that
What's eventually?
okay, if anything goes wrong, you
What's
have to pay.
eventually?
Oh, do you mean the time frame? The time frame.
Yes, yes. What's eventually?
Okay. I beg your pardon. I got it now. Okay.
No
Time
problem.
frame would be about 3 to 5 years
Three to five
maximum.
years. 3 to 5 years.
Maximum.
How old is your girlfriend? How old is she?
Well, she is 26.
26. Does she want to get married?
Yes.
Have you shared with her that you don't plan on marrying a woman within 3 to 5 years? No, you haven't. So don't get on here and start trying to tell me that you agree with what I'm saying and talking about the shit you just said. When you have a girlfriend that you don't plan on moving down the field 3 to 5 years, that's why I don't let you guys get on here, because you get on here and you talk shit. But when I ask you about your life, you're not even living the thing you're trying to give advice on.
No, no,
Fuck
no.
out of here. Thorough men don't hem haw. Hello?
I'm here.
Did you hear that?
I did.
You don't want to be in that position.
I don't.
You want to do something about it. Thorough men don't hem haw. Men
Okay.
don't play. Men don't play with marriage, love, kids. Got it?
Got it. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Mm-hmm. All righty then. Yeah, dude. You were foul for that, caller. Yep, Osted. Tia. Especially when you're age gap dating. Tia, unmute yourself. Hello.
How are you, Kevin?
I'm well. What do you got for me? Say again. Well, say. I mean, you're kind of breaking up. So, well, there's a lot that goes into it. We're talking about high value women tonight. So, when did you join the broadcast? All right. So, when I said becoming a high value woman, it was more than just that part. Uh, Hold on, make an announcement. If you come in my chat room and you say something like this person who super chat, I'm blocking you. Don't come in here calling nobody a commode. What is wrong with you? All right, go ahead. No, there's a lot more that goes into this. Do you? Let me go ahead and unmute Letitia. Do you want to be married one day? And do you want this same high value man too? All right. Well, are you? What are you offering him? What are you bringing to the table? Are you? Yeah, yeah, that's going to be requirements, ladies. You got to figure out what you bring because, as you can see, the competition is stiff. Beautiful, fit, feminine. That's a given. Letitia, what's going on? How are you? I am good.
Great
Oh, I see.
conversation. So I just want to get it back on track a little bit and describe a high value woman.
Okay.
Um, so the first thing that what I consider for a high value woman is her femininity. Femininity is not something you can turn off or on. She just either is or she isn't. A lot of women, their femininity is dormant, and so you can bring it out. You
Mm-hmm.
can bring it to the forefront. Another thing is she's elegant, she's
Mm-hmm.
classy, she is not for everybody, and men will recognize this. It does not matter where she is, men will recognize that she is a woman that is not for everyone, and he will engage her accordingly. I don't care if
Mm-hmm.
it's the thug on a corner or the CEO in the business room. They will
Mm-hmm.
recognize that this is a lady. This is a woman whom you will not play games with, you will not play around with, you will not disrespect or be disrespectful in front of. She will embody the saying, lady in the streets and his freak between the sheets. She will only be that for her man. She's not going to be in a club twerking, bending it over. And I also want the fellas to know that bougie does not equate to high value.
No, it
Women need to
doesn't.
understand that too. Bougie does not equate to high value. A woman could be bougie, like the finer things in life, but that does not make her a high value woman.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that last one, I like that one. Yeah, bougie does make you high value. And I want you guys to be clear. That's why I left some of these things to not open to interpretation, but for you to fill in. I gave you the bulk. I want you to color around the edges. How are you going? How are you, Miss Walker? How are you,
It's
Nadia?
Nadia. I'm doing
Nadia or
good. I watch your
nice?
show a lot, but I've never actually got to come in and chat before.
Nadia or nice? Which one are you? That's a corny joke. Nadia.
Um,
Nice.
a lot of people say that. Oh, your name's
Eh, so what you
naughty.
got for me? What you got for me?
Oh, so pretty much I didn't come in the beginning of the show, so I came in like maybe 30 minutes ago when you were on the phone with Casey.
Okay.
And I know I watch a lot of your streams, and a lot of the women, it's like I'm only 20, so I know you're gonna say I'm too young and I don't know.
No. I'm not gonna just automatically say you're too young.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just noticed that a lot of these women are so much older than me, and it's they think that they have it together, and then it made me think okay, so I really need to get on my feminine journey and learn how to be it because these women thought they had it figured out. So for me, um, a feminine, or what is it, high value woman, it's not just feminine, beautiful, intelligent. And I remember I watched one of your other shows before, and you were like, a high value man, like, what can you do for him? You know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
you were talking about how a man that makes that kind of income, like he's dropping off his own laundry to get folded, he hasn't made
Yeah,
from
yeah. Please,
like
please.
it's like, and all these women, they're like, well, I provide, I'm a woman, I cook, clean, all this stuff, but it's like he doesn't need that. So it kind of put me in the mindset like, what can I do? You know what I'm saying? Like I am
Well,
feminine.
here's a question for you. Here's a question for
Mhm.
you. Who is like your feminine mentor, or who are the women who are influencing you in your journey to becoming a full-fledged woman?
Um,
I mean,
like
you're an
in my real
adult
life or like,
already. Well, you're an adult already,
yeah.
but who's helping you on your journey?
So a lot of the journey has been like myself, but then I also do have like sisters. They're not my blood sisters, but they're my sisters. They're my Muslim sisters, and they are all very, very feminine. My oldest sister, she just married a high value man who's also Muslim, and they live over in Egypt, and
Mm-hmm.
she inspired me a lot. And it's kind of helped my mindset because I used to be in a very independent mindset. Like I moved out when I was 16, so I used to be
Mm-hmm.
like in a very independent mindset.
Well,
Like,
one thing that I think that is wise for women is to surround yourself, or I think we all need mentors in the
mm-hmm,
stage of, once we turn 18, we think we're grown. And at every phase in life, there should be somebody helping to guide us on through. And at one point, down the line, you become that to somebody else. I can
yeah,
speak a lot of these things, but I think being surrounded by feminine women who have the kind of outcomes or the mindsets, whether they already have the outcomes or if they have the mindsets to get the kind of outcomes you say you want, because you're going to need that kind of support.
yeah,
There's so much information out here for you ladies,
mm-hmm,
and it is easy for attractive women to end up getting called pick me's or this or that, or where do you go? I mean, it's just an information overload. You need to be around, you need to be in contact with like-minded feminine women. That would be the most important thing. Because here's the thing, as Letitia was saying earlier, truly high value women separate themselves by their overall energy, their aura, however you want to frame it, and
mm-hmm,
men are drawn to those women in a way that they're not drawn to other women. They approach women like that for wives versus other women for just fun. So,
and then
um, go ahead.
I
Go ahead.
I a lot of women like now it's like kind of like the thing like it's popular to have like men with money and stuff like that, but a lot of women like don't need that or they're not ready for that. Like and for a long time I didn't even know that I was like seeking a high value man because I was just dating regular people,
Mm,
and I dated one high value man and I messed it up because oh sorry
it's
and
okay.
I messed it because I wasn't mentally where I need to be at. I was still very young. And so that kind of, but being around him, it made me feel like I needed to be on top of things. It made me want to get up and do stuff, because he was so driven. So then I tried to
Hmm.
get in a regular relationship and I couldn't do it.
Um, I have a Facebook group called The Mix. You should make sure. Have you joined
But
that? Huh? You've applied?
I applied,
Is this your government name on the
yeah,
screen? Okay,
yeah,
I'll check it. I'll let you in. I'm gonna start letting in many more people between now and Thanksgiving and Christmas. I just kind of had to tune it back. What city are you in?
I'm from Buffalo, New York, and I currently live in Colorado Springs.
Okay. All right. Yeah, make sure you're in the mix. There's some great women in there, good resources, and we'll move accordingly. Thank you for calling in. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
They said Muslim. They said fine Muslim. I know, right? Look here, man. All right. Y'all give Casey a. You gotta remember she's 22, and at 22, oh my God, I'm, whoo, I call it the twinkling 20s. Closer y'all got to 30, the more I realized I didn't know nothing. I will give her. At least she's coming back, guys. She's looking for an answer. In case she gets some counseling. I wasn't saying to be mean or pejorative, but that could really help you. Um, Bunyan Bay, y'all crazy. All right, so I'm gonna shut this thing down. We're past midnight. This was a good show. Good show, guys. Pay attention. High value. She's attractive and appealing. She's has a comforting character. She's discerning and disciplined. She's enthusiastic and exuberant. She's loyal and liberating. You know, so many things go into that. That's a lot, ladies. And if you're really trying to take, I don't see the downside of a woman becoming these things. Even let's just say you never find the man you think you should have. What's the downside to being an attractive and appealing woman who's has a comforting character, who's disciplined and discerning, who is enthusiastic and exuberant, who's loyal and liberating? What's the downside to any of that? Number one, number two, a lot of younger people are coming to these platforms. I am by no means, I'm a flawed vessel. We all have issues. I'm not an oracle or anything like that. I give you the best I have. Balance is all I ask you guys to try to get in almost anything. Um, so I hope tonight's broadcast was good. Tomorrow's going to be off the chain. We're going to talk about the sign, shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. How so many women, you don't realize how often you win the argument but lose the man. Then after that, don't be surprised if I'm on a plane getting up out of here. I miss Manhattan. I like Manhattan. I miss Manhattan. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let me make sure we got stuff going on in the chat. Let me also say this again. Look, man, I don't play that. If you come in my chat room typing crazy stuff, calling women crazy stuff, I'm going to block you. I'm not going to mess my channel up or my business up because you got an issue. That's just dumb, guys. And I really don't want to see that crap. And vice versa. Women too. Don't think you can come in there just because you put $2 in there. You can say what you want to about men. I don't want extremes around here. There's other platforms, other places for that. This is a men's channel run by men, but women are more than welcome. I'm talking to women at this sector, but for years I talked to men. At the end of the day, it's not about me. It's about you guys. It's about you guys. And for the guys who have an issue with the direction of the channel, believe me, men are happy with direction. Men who matter are happy with this thing. Theo, my dog, what's going on? We got to give Theo the double bomb. Theo, I'm actually working. You actually got a song coming. We're working on Theo's song. Good stuff. Guys, if you don't follow me on Instagram, you should. I did a broadcast on Instagram. I'm probably going to upload it to YouTube. There's a lot of cursing in it. But we just got in. Man, just remember, sometimes you just got to remind yourself that you are the shit. I think it's just good for you all to remind yourself from time to time. We don't all have it right. And remember, I remember when I was a younger guy, depending on your influences, man, some of these people are impressionable. Here's the thing. We win through our actions, not through an argument. That's how you do it, man. Show your work. Win through your actions, not through an argument. And slowly but surely, when we're doing what we need to be doing as men, on our purpose, on our hustle, on our grind, working, networking together, that's an attractive picture. First off, it's that good for outcomes for us. And it's an attractive picture to everybody else. Other men recognize these guys are to be, they're a competition. They're to be contended with. Yeah, man, it's always a good thing. Always a good thing. All right, so show is over. The show is over. Like I said, I'll be getting out of here this week. I was supposed to go to LA, but you know what? I think I'll go to Manhattan first, then to LA. But I'll make that decision tomorrow. Hell, I may flip LA and go to New York later. Anyway, at the end of the day, that is what it is. And as usual, guys, it's been a good show. Until next time, peace. We are gone. Don't forget to vote.
In this moment, yes,
Maxine Waters gonna get you. Maxine Waters lost her mind.
It's not hard to fool
For the I'm a PhD broadcast, it's now labeled I'm a PhD in the video catalog. I'm a PhD. Go to minute 57 and let the fun happen. I'm a PhD.
No need to say where we are heading now, babe.
I'm a PhD.
I follow the edge of it all, to the edge of it all. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll find a better one. Yeah, susceptible lies before the moment flies. Ooh, so tell your
Go ahead, type it in.
I'll find a better one.
I'm the fish. Autocorrect. It typed I'm the fish. Oh, I got a check mark now. The Godfather is officially YouTube certified. The Godfather's got his check mark. Thank you guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. A lot of you guys watching, you haven't hit subscribe. Casey, you're welcome to subscribe too. You know you like it over here. Be nice, girl.